Residents of 10 communities in Bungudu local government area of Zamfara State have fled their homes for fear of being attacked by notorious bandit leader Dan Nagala, who had earlier sent attack threats to them. The affected villages are Gidan Suru, Maji, Fandahaki, Hayin Dankaro, Doka, Dangamji, Galmuara Hanu, Dankatsina, Dakwalge, and Gidan Arni. The residents, our reporter gathered, fled their homes following a recent operation carried out by soldiers of the Operation Hadarin Daji unit. The operatives on Tuesday stormed the famous Danbasa Bozaya forest and recovered a large number of cows, allegedly stolen and kept by Dan Nagala. Following the onslaught, the bandits vowed to attack the communities in retaliation. Meanwhile, residents who have been fleeing for fear of being killed are appealing to the state and federal government to deploy more security personnel to the area to protect lives and property. Security agencies were yet to respond to inquiries about the security situation there at the time of filing this report. Meanwhile, one Heather was killed while two others escaped on Wednesday morning when hoodlums attacked Botura district of Bokkos local government area of Plateau State. The latest killing occurred a day after a 43-year-old Heather Abubakar Said was killed in the Kopman Dagarkin community in Bokkos district of Bokkos local government area while on his way to the house in the area. There have been a series of incidents of isolated killings in various villages of Bokkos since the Christmas Eve attacks, where more than 100 people were killed in villages of Bokkos and Barikilla, the local government areas. The state chairman of Gan Allah Fulani Development Association of Nigeria, Gavdan Garba Abdullahi, who confirmed the incident, the journalist gave the names of the victims as Halilu Jamu, Muazu Ali, and Anas Babangida. According to Abdullahi, the victims were conveying millet to their house in Butura, which they bought from Fadan Karishi market, when hoodlums suddenly attacked them. He said Halilu Jamu was killed instantly, while Muazu Ali and Anas Babangida escaped the attack. In the meantime, gunmen have attacked a local security outfit at Mbo Court area in the Ohaku local government area of Ebonyi State, killing one security personnel. The chairman of Ohaku local government, Ikichuku Ohaku, who confirmed the incident, said he was saddened by the attack, noting that the gunmen killed a female officer, inflicted injuries on another, destroyed properties worth millions of naira, and carted away motorcycle. Odono, while lamenting the spate of brutality meted on security operatives by gunmen, consoled the families of the murdered victim. Meanwhile, the Ebonyi State Police Command has assured that police officers will ensure the culprits are brought to book while investigations are on. Now, in another development, a fire outbreak has destroyed property worth millions of naira at the popular Old Pantika market in Kaduna. According to traders there, the fire, which began around 11 p.m. on Tuesday night, left many traders devastated as they lost their sources of livelihood. Trustibis Bella Musa completes the story.
Woods and other goods once occupied this place, but they have burnt to ashes after the inferno. Scavengers have taken over the scene.
About 250 shops were destroyed and goods worth millions of naira were lost. People sell woods here and many secure loans to fund their business.
It's a total damage. Fire incident happened around 11:30 p.m. yesterday. The cause of the fire is said to be ascertained, but a committee has been set up to look into what really happened and how we can address it in the near future.
Millions of naira were lost.
According to them, traders are traumatized due to the huge losses they have incurred.
People sell woods here and many secure loans to fund their business. Now everything has been burnt to ashes.
Old Panteka Market accommodates thousands of youths who engage in one skill or the other. But this fire incident is, according to them, a major setback.
This is a poverty alleviation market whereby over 30,000 people within the vulnerable age of 15 to 25 are engaged into different skills. And of course, this is a setback economically to those teeming youth. We believe
Although the cause of the fire incident is yet to be ascertained, the traders are, however, appealing for help from government in order to move on with their life. Bello Musa, Trust TV News, Kaduna.
And we now have Vella Musa joining us via phone call to discuss this tragic incident that happened in Kaduna. Thank you for joining us, Vella Musa. And what have we learned about the scale of the destructions and on the worth of properties that were lost?
Thank you very much. Let me start with what I heard from the traders when I was at the market yesterday. Well, according to the traders at the all market, the fire outbreak started around 11:30 p.m. That was on Tuesday. They said they reached out to the state fire service, but according to them, they couldn't make it to the scene due to logistic issues. They said they had to call the fire service to come and quench the fire. And they are in a very devastating condition because of the losses being killed.
All right, when you look at it, it was reported that the blast raged on for long without the intervention of the fire service department. To that end, has there been any explanation as to why was the delay in the first place?
Well, as we speak right now, there's neither official statement or no response from the state government or from the state fire service agency in regards to the fire incident that destroyed property worth millions of naira at all political market.
And on the part of Kaduna State government, what have they said, or what was their reaction concerning the tragedy?
I said it, as we speak, there's no other action coming out from the state government.
All right, Bello Musa, please do keep us updated as some information continue to develop on that. And thank you so much for the update.
Thank you. Welcome.
In the meantime, the Federal Executive Council has ordered a thorough investigation to be carried out into an explosion that rocked Ibadan, Oyo State on Tuesday. The council gave the directive at its first meeting of 2024, chaired by President Bola Tinubu. Trust TV's Kende Amadou has this and other engagements of the Federal Executive Council on Wednesday.
Going beyond an investigation into the explosion in Ibadan, the Council of Ministers has set up a committee to look into issues of environmental degradation and deforestation. Minister of Defense Muhammad Badaru points out that the activities of illegal miners pose a huge challenge to Nigeria, and the committee is expected to come up with a roadmap for tackling the menace.
Well, we have seen that report. There is another report that is suggesting also gas explosion. So our team are there to try to find out what is the cause. But the council, to be proactive, already set up the committee that I told you to look into how the control of explosive law is broken.
Meanwhile, the cabinet is worried about another menace, the spate of kidnapping in the Federal Capital Territory. To this end, the service chiefs have been mandated to beef up security in the nation's capital. The defense minister explained that during a meeting with service chiefs on Tuesday, President Tinubu ordered them to swing into action and bring the menace to an end. He attributed the rise in security challenges within the FCT to the military operations in the northwest and parts of the north central, which have forced the bandits to flee their hideouts.
It is very sad for people to go over the internet, radio, asking for donation to pay ransom. This will only worsen the situation. It will not help the situation at all, as you have seen. Initially, they asked for, I think, 60 million. And now, because of this funding that they learned, somebody has raised 50 million already through friends and media. They jack off the ransom.
Away from defense and security, President Tinubu has approved the payment of renewal fees for the group life insurance for federal government workers. Minister of Information and National Orientation Mohammed Idris explained that the president had approved about 9.6 billion naira for 12 local insurance firms to cover the federal workers in case of unforeseen eventualities in the course of their duties.
The federal government today approved
the group life assurance for all federal government staff as submitted by the head of service. About 12 companies were involved, Nigerian insurance companies were involved, and about 9.8 billion naira was approved by council.
Interestingly, the Federal Executive Council has also expressed concerns over the rising costs of goods and services in the country.
His Excellency, the President, has always reiterated that Nigeria is open for business and that there are no more roadblocks. We are removing and we've removed these roadblocks. And these roadblocks include multiple taxation, multiple levies, custom duties and various levies that are imposed on businesses.
Also on Wednesday, Attorney General of the Federation, Lateef Fagbemi, disclosed that the Council had mandated him to obtain the National Assembly's ratification of the tax liberalization agreement signed between Nigeria and the United Arab Emirates during President Tinubu's visit to the country.
Time around, it's about the relationship between Nigeria and the United Arab Emirates. You recall that a while ago, I think about 3 or 4 weeks ago, the president was in United Arab Emirates. And one of the matters that came up for discussion and negotiation was the issue of the agreement for the elimination of double taxation.
Before the commencement of the first Federal Executive Council for the year, President Tinubu had sworn in Ambassador Desmond Akawo as the Commissioner of the Revenue Mobilization Allocation and Fiscal Commission. From State House, Abuja, Kehinde Amudu, Trust TV News.
In the meantime, the Lagos State Police Command on Wednesday paraded 37 suspects arrested for various offences within the metropolis in the last 30 days. Items recovered from the suspects include 16 guns, 72 live carriages, 75 ammunition, 6 axes, 4 daggers, 5 cutlasses, 2 vehicles, 1 POS machine, fake vehicle number plates, and charms. The Lagos State Police Commissioner Adegoke fired there while parading the suspects at the command headquarters in Ikeja, said 3 leaders of a notorious cult gang terrorizing Ikorodu and its environs were part of those arrested. He also said 3 members of an armed robbery gang that specializes in wearing military camouflage to operate were also arrested. He said during the invasion, the suspects snatched an AK-47 rifle from a police officer, adding that during interrogation, the suspects confessed to the crime and other criminal activities within the Lagos and its environs. Now, Jigawa State government has empowered 7,000 entrepreneurs. 7,000 entrepreneurs has empowered 7,000 entrepreneurs and 1,000 persons with disabilities in the state with funds between let's take that again. Jigawa State government has empowered 7,000 entrepreneurs and 1,000 persons with disabilities in the state with funds of between 30,000 naira to 100,000 naira to boost businesses and support livelihoods. Governor Umar Namadi promised to maintain the momentum until poverty rise eradicated in Jigawa State. The report.
Governor Umar Namadi reiterates his government's commitment to fighting poverty and improve livelihoods of citizens in the state. He says the government has put in place a check-in mechanism to monitor all the financial supports given to small-scale business owners and other less privileged citizens for better impact on the society, with respect to reducing poverty level in the state. These 1,000 people living with disability will smile home with 30,000 naira each to cushion the current economic hardship they face. As for the people living with disability, Governor Umar Namadi ordered for the upward review of the 7,000 naira monthly allowance given to them in the state by the state government to match the current economic realities in the country. He says his government is determined to building a resilient economy in Jigawa State for the overall welfare of the citizens.
Because the people we are considering, they are also sufficient. So this is a special day and we are proud to be part of this day. We have promised during our campaign that inshallah we will do our best to empower our people and to ensure that we have improved the life of our people. We have put in a lot of programs in our 12-point agenda, and we are implementing the agenda one after the other, and we are conscious of what we are doing.
Director General, Jigawa State Agency for Youth Empowerment and Employment, Dr. Habib Ubale, says this is the first time ever a group of disabled persons will receive a direct financial support from the government in the state, in this large number assuring the beneficiaries of continued support to better their lots.
To have seen and witnessed such an occasion, which is absolutely touching, as you can see, His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Jigawa State, Malam Umar Namadi FCA, has introduced numerous and different kind of interventions, support and empowerment to different categories and groups of people. We have done it for youth, we have done it for youth and women as well, we've done it for different kind of people. But today's own is kind of special one because it has already targeted people with a special disability. And these people are truly the vulnerable one among us. And these are the people that most of either the government, the philanthropists, a lot of people just neglect them.
So far, the state has supported over 8,000 citizens from the 150,000 people intended to be empowered before the end of the year 2024.
And you are still watching News Update on Trust TV, coming up after the break. Northern students call for concerted efforts to address gaps in education. Details of that and more after the break. Do stay with us.
Join us for the 21st Daily Trust Dialogue and presentation of the 2023 African of the Year. This year's theme, Tinubu's Economic Reforms, Gainers and Losers, will be chaired by Dr. Shamsuddin Usman, former Minister of National Planning. Guest speakers, Wale Edun, Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Dr. Victoria Akai, Immediate Past Director General, Abuja Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Comrade Joe Ajero, President, Nigeria Labour Congress. This event takes place at NAF Conference Center and Suites, Kado Expressway, Abuja on Thursday, 25th of January 2024, 10 a.m. Attendance is free, and you can watch the live broadcast on Star Times Channel 164 or Nicomsat free to air. For sponsorship, branding, and participation, please contact 081-5176-4600 or 080-3392-8902. Don't miss this insightful dialogue shaping the economic landscape in Nigeria.
And welcome back. If you are just joining us, this is the News Update on Trust TV. And here is a recap of some of our top stories. Residents flee 10 Zamfara communities after bandits' threats. An inferno raises goods worth millions at Old Panteka Market in Kaduna. Now to more stories. Northern Nigerian students are appealing to the government at all levels to subsidize education in order to provide opportunity for children of common people to have access to quality education that will better their lives. The students made the appeal in Kaduna when they converged on Ariwa House to reflect on the legacies of the then Premier of Northern Nigeria, Sir Ahmadu Bello. Report.
This area house used to be the official residence of Sir Ahmadu Bello Sardauna Sokoto. The Northern Nigerian students are gathered here to celebrate the legacies of Premier of Northern Nigeria, Sir Ahmadu Bello.
So that is why we choose to celebrate their legacies, not to celebrate their own murder or to celebrate their own death. But we want to celebrate their own legacies because the prime time they spent on earth, they did a lot and they did so wonderfully well to make the unity of Nigeria.
The students harp on the need for leaders to emulate Sardauna by giving young people opportunities to excel in politics and governance for the betterment of the country.
The missing link, I think, is because of the lack of improper presentation we have at the helm of the affairs. We know, as we have already discussed, if today Nigeria will adopt something that has to be, when it comes to an electionary period, let's have an independent candidature, so there is no any party system or the likes of it.
One of the areas Janar Sardauna recorded a lot of achievement was education, which these students say is in need of urgent attention.
At least if they can be able to see that they subsidize the education, and whether one like it or not today, the educational system, most especially when it comes to universities, are in the verge of being privatized, because the kind of increase of tuition fees today in Nigeria is worrisome.
My appeal to them is to be God-fearing, to be hardworking, to be focused, and to be good people of Nigeria.
They also call for the inclusion of more young people in the renewed hope agenda of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Bella Musa, Trust TV News, Kaduna.
Now, the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, says it paid approximately $2 billion across various sectors, including manufacturing, aviation, and petroleum, in its bid to clear the backlog of outstanding foreign exchange liabilities. The Apex Bank said it has also cleared up the entire liability of 14 banks and started settlements with foreign airlines. A CBN spokesperson, Hakama Sidi Ali, who disclosed this in Abuja on Wednesday, explained that the bank had commissioned an independent forensic review by a reputable firm. She also disclosed that payment of the forex backlog for qualified transactions had commenced. The CBN spokesperson, however, noted that the review revealed grave infractions, gross abuse, and significant non-compliance with market regulations, adding that appropriate sanctions will be enforced in collaboration with relevant agencies. Ali stressed the CBN's resolve to sanitize the financial services sector and foster trust among all market participants, as well as internal and external stakeholders in the Nigerian economy. Now, away from Nigeria, a Sierra Leone court has allowed former President Ernest Bai Koroma, who is charged with treason, to travel abroad on medical grounds. Koroma, 70, was charged earlier this month with 4 offenses for his alleged role in a failed military attempt to topple the West African country's government in November. The High Court on Wednesday ruled in favor of Koroma, whose lawyers had asked it to allow the former leader a trip abroad for medical reasons. The ex-president, who has been under house arrest, will be allowed to travel to Nigeria for no more than 3 months. The magistrate said before adjourning the case to March 6th. Nigeria had previously offered to allow Koroma to enter on a temporary basis, which he accepted, according to West Africa's main regional bloc. And now finally, on sports news, World Boxing Council silver featherweight Queen of the Ring, Elizabeth Oshoba, wrote her name in the history books by becoming the first female Nigerian boxer to win a world title. Oshoba won her first world title against Italy's Michela Braga with a 6-0-1 victory in round 10 of their bout in Copenhagen on Saturday. The victory confirmed the Nigeria as the WBC silver featherweight champion. Oshoba has now extended her professional record to 7 consecutive wins and a 4th career knockout win, while inflicting Braga with her first ever professional defeat. She produced a stunning performance to floor Braga in round 8 before dealing her a final knockout blow to seal an impressive win. And with that, we have come to the end of Trust News Update. Do not forget to follow us across all our media platforms and our YouTube live stream for more news programs and documentary. I am Abdurrahman Omar. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.